Eras Tour is the biggest and the most successful tour in Taylor Swift's career. It is the highest grossing tour of all time and has somehow made her even more famous than before, if that's even possible, because I've literally been seeing people I know don't listen to her music kind of talk about her in a pop culture context, and that's how you know when like a celebrity has kind of become the music industry or has kind of become a really big force to be reckoned with. Anyways, coming back to the point of this video, I have been very fortunate to be able to go and see the Eras Tour live in Singapore, and today I wanted to share my experience with you on here. If you're talking about what sets this tour apart from the rest, one of the main things is definitely the production value. I have never seen anything like that in my entire life, and it was definitely an amazing experience for me because the set design, the costumes, the dancers, the way she interacted with the stage, the way she interacted with the audience, everything was absolute perfection. I know like in one of her interviews, she said that she wanted to ensure that even the last person in the stadium had a great time, and she really managed to do that in this tour. This kind of leads into the second point, which is the history and the pop culture significance of this tour. I think a lot of people know that the reason she kind of made the Eras Tour in the first place was because of the falling out she had with her label, and also the fact that Scooter Braun, one of her biggest kind of enemies in a way, bought out all her masters for her previous recordings. And she, in the biggest and the most badass moves in music industry history, I think, decided to re-record all her previous albums and re-release them so that she gets control of her masters back. The eras kind of each represent one of her previous albums, and I think just that fact alone makes this tour really historical and significant. Anyways, now I'm going to be showing you a little vlog of my experience at the concert. I attended the show in Singapore, in the Singapore National Stadium on the 4th of March. I left the hotel a little early to have lunch before I went there. I got some salmon teriyaki and then I took a Grab to travel to the stadium. When I reached there, I had to line up for the security check. Unfortunately, I found out that the backpack I was carrying was too big, and so I had to deposit it in the visitor center for 10 Sing dollars. The queue there was pretty well managed, and it thankfully didn't take a lot of time. My seat was in the PG5 section, so I had to enter through gate 1. It took me some time to find the gate, but the security and the staff there were very helpful and helped me find my way. Once I got in, they gave me this wristband, which was really cool. I don't know how they did it, but everyone's wristband was coordinated so that the whole stadium was basically always shining with the same colors and patterns during the concert, which was so cool to see live. I got there 2 hours early because I wanted to have some time to take some photos and avoid the crowd at the gates, and this turned out to be like a great decision because I had a really smooth experience getting in the stadium. Anyways, at around 6:45-ish, Taylor Swift entered the stage, and let me tell you, to say it was iconic is an understatement. She literally just materialized from the ground. It was amazing, and the costumes, lighting, props, stage effect, along with the chanting of the crowds, everything was perfect. She started off with Miss Americana and Cruel Summer, and that whole set was literally so iconic. She basically then went on to cover each era or album separately. So she started off with Lover, and she performed a few songs from that album. I literally loved the set design for the man. It was basically like this big house that was illuminated, and she was going up and down the house while singing.
When you hear these songs, I want you to think about us and the memories we made here tonight. I'll be your host this evening. My name is Taylor.
The next era was Fearless, and honestly, I felt like I was back to when I was like 12 or 11. It was so iconic. She even wore this beautiful sparkly sequin dress, and I was literally reliving my childhood dream at that point. Then she went on to perform some songs from Evermore.
Tour to be sort of like separated into chapters is because I wanted it to be like a walk down memory lane for anyone who's come to shows before. But if you haven't come to a show before, we just kind of wanted to like show you some of the best stuff from all the tours before, and then play new stuff, and then we all just dance and sing together all night. That's what I was hoping, and that's what happened. So that's what went into the Eras tour, and here we are in Singapore.
After Evermore, she went to Reputation, which was a completely different vibe. But she slayed the outfits, her stage presence, the dancing, the backup dancers. So the fact that she went from Evermore to that was so cool. Like, the contrast was great. They were both amazing, but very, very different albums. Speak Now was also me reliving my childhood dream. She performed Enchanted in a beautiful ballroom gown, which was sparkling and glittery, and she looked literally like a Disney princess. Enchanted is one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs ever, so the fact that she sung that made me so happy. For Red, she performed most of her singles from the album. She also gave her hat to a little kid, which was so cool. Next up was Folklore, and for this she literally went inside a little cabin and she was performing from there. It felt so intimate and warm, and I really liked the fact that she stayed true to the essence of every album and somehow very creatively managed to play with the props and the settings to capture the vibe of that album. After that was 1989. I mean, everyone knows 1989 is iconic. It was the era where Taylor Swift became the Taylor Swift, and the whole set looked super stylish, super cool. After that, she had a small acoustic session, and the last era that she covered was, of course, Midnights. By the time she finished, it was already around 10:30 at night.
Singapore, thank you so much. We love you so much. You gave us everything that you had tonight.
Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, then don't forget to like and subscribe, and please comment down below if you want to share your experience or you have any questions that you want me to answer or any new video topics that you want me to do in the future. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!